Okay, well, it is not quite 3 o'clock. I'm a little bit early, so I will just wait and see if anybody pops on because I am a little bit early. Oh, somebody's popped on. So, good afternoon, my crafty friends. Nice you could join me, Shirley. Listen, I'd just like to thank everyone who is joining me today. It was very nice. Yeah, I did get my hair cut, Jean. It's a little on the short side, but I know my sister's so jealous because she's in Toronto, so she's still in shutdown mode. So she can't go and get hers cut, and she's quite jealous. Yeah, and it's a little too short for me, but anyways. Okay, so it's a beautiful day today. We are in the double digits, so that's very nice. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Judy Menlove, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ontario, Canada. And I'm just really glad that you took time out of your busy day today and could join me. So yesterday was another beautiful day. We went for a nice walk, and I know I don't get out often enough and I don't walk enough. So yesterday was really nice. And actually, when on the way back, it was like, oh my God, I need to take my coat off. It was getting so warm. And anyways, today's even nicer. So that's good. On the bad side, we are up with the COVID count once again. So yeah, things are not looking that great. But anyway, Toronto's really bad. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there, but it is a big city. I mean, there's millions of people that live there. So what can you do? Anyways, today we are going to talk about the Dragonfly Garden suite. So I'm going to turn the camera down and, well, we'll get started. All right, hang on. Let me, geez, I'm drawing a blank here. All right, I got it. I think I got it. All right, now let me see if I can find me on my iPad so I can watch to see if there's any comments, but I really do suck at that, I admit. So if there are comments, I'll try and get back to you if I don't get back to you right away. So I'll pull this down a little bit closer. Got my lights on. Seems to be shadows. Can't find myself here. Come on, iPad, where are you? Where am I? Let's see. Not coming up. You know, I am really just not techie at all. I don't understand why this won't come up. Okay. Oh, okay. I came up and I got the volume on. Hang on. Got to turn that down. One thing after another. Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about the Dragonfly Garden set. So these are little dragonflies, obviously. Some nice flowers. These are an extra little stamp to stamp in the wings. The expressions, the sentiments say you are an inspiration for a true friend. May good things grow all year long. And thank you for your kindness. So it's really kind of an all around. The only thing that's missing from here is a happy birthday. But other than that, I think it's great. Okay, hang on. Okay, so I don't know. Some reason this is coming up on my my iPad, and it's got all the stuff that I said. It's Siri, and then she says, "I'm sorry." So, okay, I guess not techie. I don't understand. So whatever. Okay, Rose, you love dragonflies. All right. Judy, yeah, you can't get your hair cut either. Wow, too bad. Lucky me. I'm in York Region. Woo! Okay, this is the punch that comes with the Dragonfly Garden set. So you have a big dragonfly and a little baby dragonfly. And we're going to be using that today. Okay, also, you can get the Dandy Garden designer series paper. These are 6x6. You get 48 sheets. You get 4 of 12 different papers, and I'm just going to show you those. So you get some, I don't know, they look like, I think they're supposed to be dandelions, but I'm not sure. And some yellow on the back, some yellow stripes, some pretty ferns. I'm very not flowery. Okay, I don't like these. These are bees. I hate bees. So anyways, those are bees. I don't mind the blue. This is quite pretty with a bunch of greenery and the little baby dragonflies. I really like that one. And on the other side is just some greenery. This one is the same, but it has bigger dragonflies. This is quite pretty as well. And some greenery. Some blue stripes. And some calypso coral. This one's also very pretty. I use this one in a card that I will show you in a minute. And again, some blue. This one's also, I really actually quite like all the papers. Let's face it, I'm a paper hoarder. I have all these papers and I don't want to use them because I don't know why. I don't want to use them because I don't want them to disappear. I mean, I can always buy more. But anyway, so I have a ton of paper because I am a hoarder. And the last one. Now this one with the dragonflies, actually you can take the punch and you can cut the dragonfly out. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that later. All right, so this is, if you're trying to get started with stamping, this is a great little kit to get going with. I look like I've frozen here. Am I frozen? I'm frozen on my iPad. Or, no, okay. It's Siri. Siri is driving me nuts on this thing today. Okay, so the punch and the stamp set are only $49.50, plus your tax and shipping. And your designer series paper is only $15.75. So for $65 approximately, you can get enough paper and the punch and the stamp set, and you can make a whole ton of cards. So keep that in mind. So these are some of the cards I made. Okay. So this one, these are pretty simple cards. These really don't require anything other than the stamp set, the punch, and the designer series paper, and some glue. So this was just, where's my stamp set? Okay, so this was the little stamp that we used, and we just stamped it all over. Okay, and then we cut out some designer series paper. As you can see, we use that one, and that one, and that one, and then just a piece of cardstock. This dragonfly is cut from this piece of paper, and then it's just all glued, and a stamp that says, "Thank you for your kindness." I mean, it doesn't get much easier than this, okay? All right, so this is one that I made. I have a friend that loves dragonflies, so I made this for her. I'm not really sure how I feel about the colors, but anyway, this color kind of picks up the yellow. So anyway, this is what she's getting. It sure is bright anyways. So again, I just took a strip of the designer series paper, a plain strip of cardstock, and I adhered the designer series paper to the cardstock, stamped those little butterflies again, cut actually these ones I actually did stamp. So there are two different dragonflies on the stamp set, and I punched one of each, and then I just colored them with my blend. So this one's a little more, not quite as simple as the three pieces. You would need some blends, but you could color with colored pencils, whatever you had, and then just a little happy birthday. Okay, and then I did do the inside. This one says, "So what if you're a year older? You're fabulous. Happy B-Day." And I just put some more of the dragonflies inside. Now I just have to remember to mail that to her. Okay, and then I made this one. Again, this is just some Calypso coral paper with a smaller piece of Blackberry Bliss. And so all it is designer series paper. Stamp the dragonfly and cut it out with the punch. And happy birthday that I got from somewhere else. I don't know what set it came from. It's not coming to me right now. And then I don't know if you can see this little ladybug. Can you see that little ladybug there? He's so cute. So I have a whole package of them. Okay, I don't like bugs, but and I don't really like ladybugs that much either, but again, they're so cute to put on the card. So, and I did take my blend and try and color that a little bit red. Didn't turn out that great, but it just gives it a bit of a red tinge. So anyways, that's that one. Then we have this one. This is done in the Blackberry Bliss with some gray on top. And again, there's that little punch. You're an inspiration. 3 little dragonflies were punched out from the punch again. Those little dragonflies. They were just punched out of white paper. And then little squares were cut from the designer series paper package. And the flower. The flower there was stamped. It's all in one color. And then we'd had some ribbon. Actually, it's more like thick twine. We wrap that around, and that's it. Again, very simple. And one more simple one. Mossy Meadow was the color we used for the cardstock, for the base card. And then we stamped those little dragonflies are very popular. So we stamped that and cut out 3 pieces of the designer series paper, glued it on, and stamped the dragonfly, cut one out, and threw on some ladybugs. Again, simple, simple, simple. Again, you know, for $65, you've got enough paper and things here to make 100 cards. Well, at least 50. At least 50. And you'd probably have 75. But anyways. And then this is the card we're going to make today. I'm going to change it up a little bit. But this opens a different way. This is a little bit different for me. So yeah, so again, it's just Misty Moonlight cardstock. And it's cut. I'll show you how it's all cut. And then there's just some just white paper and a bit of designer series paper. I tied it with some ribbon and stamped the dragonfly and cut them out. And then I put Wink of Stella on it because, again, I have to put Wink of Stella on. Jane says, can you mail the car with the ladybugs? Yeah, you know what? If I have a card that's a little bit too thick, or a little bit, you know, with too many things sticking on it, I just put a heavier piece of cardstock over top, just so it doesn't puncture the envelope as it goes through the mail. But yeah, Jean, I think it'll be fine. And if you're worried about it, then just don't put this one on, because these two are not any higher than this that's been popped with dimensionals. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, it's got, I just choked on my saliva here. Okay, so let's get started. Excuse me, I need to take a drink. Oh, dear. All right. And let me bring my trimmer in. I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see my trimmer. I just want to talk about this trimmer for a minute. So I think what I'm going to start to do is, Jane, I think they'd be fine. So I think I'm just going to touch on a product some of my favorite tools every week, just so you can get an idea of my favorite things. Okay, so this is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer. It has inches on this part and metric up there, so it has both. It also has inches and metric halfway down and inches and metric at the bottom as well. So the arm opens up like this. It goes to 17 inches. I don't know if you can see that. Bring that over so you can see it's 17 inches. So you can cut lots of different size paper. And then this just folds back in here like this. You also have measurements on here. I don't know if you can see. I'm getting, yeah, the light's giving me a glare here. But anyways, there are measurements down here. This is only inches down here. And this is your cutting blade. And this is your scoring blade. So it's really nice that just to make a quick card, you just cut it and then you score it in the middle and you're done. And this pops open like that and closes shut. And the best part, or maybe not the best part, has a little hole here so you can hang it. Perfect. All right. Okay, so I've already prepped this card here. I'm going to move this back down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I've kind of prepped this card a bit, so I'm going to use this one to show you what I've done. So we're going to cut 1 3/4 inches off the bottom. Okay. Oh, let me start at the beginning. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. So what you're doing is you're taking your 8 1/2 by 11 sheet, and rather than cutting it in half, 5 1/2 way, you're going down the other way. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. That's all you need to know. 4 1/4 by 11. Okay. And then scored at 5 1/2. And I've already scored it, but let's pretend I haven't scored it. So we'll do 5 1/2. Move this down here so you can see 5 1/2. And we take the light one is the score. The darker one is the cutter. And then you just score it like that. Okay. All right, so here we go. 1 3/4. So you line that up for 1 3/4, and we're going to cut that right off. And you have to save this piece. All right. Then we want to leave 1 3/4 at the top as well. So here is your cutter, your cutting line. So I'm just going to line that up. And I want one of, you know what, just a minute. Hold on a second. I have it here somewhere in my mess. Okay. So, you know what? This is easier. We're going to cut 2 inches off. This is much easier going this way. So first you're cutting 1 3/4 inches off, and then you're going to cut 2 inches off. Okay. And then you're left with 1 3/4 inch. So 1 3/4 inch you're going to cut off, and then you're left with 2 inches, and then, or your middle part is 2 inches, and then you have 1 3/4 inches left. Okay, well, I don't need this because that was just a little sample to show you, and I'm through with my trimmer for now. Okay, so we have 1 3/4 inches there. And okay, so this is the one that I did, and I liked it, but I didn't like it enough. So I thought, well, what else can I do? So I'm going to take these little designer series paper pieces that I cut, and these pieces are 1 1/2 by 4 inches. And I also cut some white pieces. And these, again, are 1/8 of an inch bigger because this is going to go on there. Oh, sorry about that, people. Okay. So the white pieces are 1 5/8 by 4 1/8. Okay. I'll move that one up there. All right, so they're just going to go on like that. So where's my glue? Oh, and I will bring in my trusty silicone mat. And my glue. again, we're about 1/8 of an inch difference in height and width. So that one's done. And then we'll do this one. I hope you guys all got out yesterday and today before the rain comes tonight. And it sounds like it's going to be here all day tomorrow too. Okay, so what was I going to do with this? Oh, yes. See, I'm very confused as well. So problem is I can't remember half the things I was supposed to do. So we're going to glue this onto this now. You know, the way I'm feeling today, I wouldn't be surprised at all if I did this whole card wrong. But so keep your fingers crossed for me, people. Okay. All right, you can see that? Okay. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So, where is my other piece of blue? Here it is. So this is the piece we cut off. That was 1 3/4. Okay, we cut it off on the white, but we would have cut it off on the blue. So we have to glue this piece onto the blue. And again, it's just an 1/8 of an inch difference all the way around. Now this is where it gets tricky. So I'm just going to move this up a little bit so I don't go off camera. So you're going to position this at the bottom of this. Oh, make sure I got these the right way up, not upside down. So you're going to position that as best you can so that it's even with the bottom. And oh, I'm not ready yet. Hang on. I'm way ahead of myself. Heavens. Okay. So this is the piece you cut out in the middle. This was the 2 inches by 4 1/4. And this is 1/8 of an inch smaller, just a piece of white. That's 1 7/8 by 4 1/8. Again, I like to do everything by 1/8 if I can. And I'm going to stamp this. I'm going to stamp this big flower. And I'm going to stamp this in Bumblebee so that it will pick up the yellow in the flower because it is quite blue and I wanted a little bit of something else in there. So I'm just going to, it's not going to fit, as you can see. It's not going to fit on this piece of paper. It's a little bit too long, but that's okay. I'm just going to let it hang off the bottom. And I'm just going to take a scrap piece of paper because I don't want it on my mat. And then we're just going to ink it up. And because the stamp is a bit bigger, I'm taking my ink to my stamp rather than my stamp to my ink. So normally we would just go like this, but because it's a little bit bigger, we're doing it the other way. And I want to close this up before I put my arm in it. Okay, I want this just, okay, there we go. Okay, so just to let you know, I had it like this. If I had have stamped it like that, because that is a little bit, it's not all even, it wouldn't have stamped properly. So make sure that whatever you're using, everything is all level. Okay. Oh, I'll just give it a good press. And if you don't like it, then you just turn it over and do the other side. All right, that turned out pretty good. So I'm going to, I cut another piece of, what color is this that I cut? Bumblebee. And it is 2 1/8 by 4 3/8. I'm bringing this color in again just to tie in the yellow. Okay, and I'm going to put this piece on here and that piece on there. But I'm going to start with this so I can give that another minute to dry. So we're going to put the blue on the Bumblebee. And then we're going to put this stamped. And again, I'm not coloring this. I'm not doing anything with it. It's just a simple stamp. pretty easy. Most complicated thing is putting the card together. And that's not really complicated if you just take your time. Yeah, come over. Up a little bit. Nope, that's it. It's done. It's already dried. Oh dear, that's very crooked. It's coming off. No, I don't like anything about this. Whole thing's coming off. Now, you see, if I had used adhesive, I wouldn't have been able to whip this thing off. And it glues really well. It does stick very well once it's dry. There, that's better. I'm much happier with that. Okay, now we get into this piece. So, again, move this up a little bit. We're going to line that up as best we can. We're going to fold that down. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue that like that. Okay, so you're going to want to put some glue or adhesive on the top and some on the bottom, but you're not going to want to go down too far because you don't want it to stick to the inside. So I'm just going to do a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom and hope I don't go too far. And make sure before you glue it that this bottom piece is aligned. Okay, I'm just going to hold it all down. Now that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good from my angle. Not sure about yours. And we'll just put it down. Let me turn it around so I can see. Wow, it looks pretty straight and everything. Okay. So there you go. And nothing is glued to the inside. So that worked out really well. So then we have to do the inside. So again, I wanted to bring in a bumblebee to tie in with the yellow. This is still crooked. Look at this. I can't move it now, so. Anyway, so this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the inside of the blue. Okay. And this is 4 by 5 1/4, which again is 1/8 of an inch smaller than the bumblebee. So we're just going to glue that on. And I just got glue all over me. So let me wipe that off. My trusty wet ones here. Okay, so we'll glue that on. Again, it's just roughly 1/8 of an inch. All right, that looks pretty good. And then we will glue this inside. Hey, Maureen, glad you could join me today. All right. Okay, now I said we were going to cut out a dragonfly, so I think we'll cut out the blue one. So again, take your trusty punch. Oh, look at that, just fits. So line it up as best you can. I don't know if I can show you that. Does that look pretty good? Can you guys see that okay? And then we're just going to punch. Now, if you want to punch something, remember that you're going to get this little piece as well when you punch the dragonfly. So if you have something up here, you might want to cut this out first so that you don't do that. But I didn't really care about that, so it's not a deal breaker for me. Okay, so I don't know where I'm going to put him because he's bigger, but let me see. I'll just kind of have him hang off here a bit. Okay, so it's going to get some mini dimensionals to put on here. Let me see. Or I could, maybe I'll put him down here. Yeah, I think I'll put him down here. I could spend all day trying to figure out where I want to position this, so thank goodness you guys are here and I'm live, so I don't have time to, I don't have 2 hours to try and figure it out. And we'll put one in the middle. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I can put a couple. I know, I'm off camera again. I'm just going to put them real close here. And I don't want to put anything way over at the end because it's going to hang off. And if I put it at the end, it will stick to the inside and then it won't open. So just pull these off. Okay, so I think we'll just, I don't know. How about there? Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella because I love my Wink of Stella. And dragonflies should be glittery. And then you just kind of paint this on. You can't possibly screw it up, which is, I like. And it just adds a little bit of sparkle. And all I'm going to do is body too. I don't know if you can see, again, with the glitter, I don't know if it'll show up or not. Let's see. Will it show up? Let me bring this down a little bit so I can see. Whoop, crooked, sorry. No, can you see it at all? I can't see it. Anyways, it's just a little hint here. Anyways, okay, I can see. All right, and then you can just put whatever you want on the inside. Maybe I will take some of these little dragonflies. I didn't put a sentiment on the outside. I don't know what I wanted to say, and I don't really know where I would put it. So I just left it without one, which I'm okay with. And I'll just stamp these. I think I'm going to stamp these in the Misty Moonlight. So let me grab that. And we'll just ink that up. And again, because this stamp is smaller, you can just take the stamp to the ink. I'm just looking to make sure they're going the right way. And we'll just stamp it down in the corner. And there you go. So now, do we want to add? And then you can just, you have to make sure that when you do this, that you stamp your sentiment kind of in the middle. So you don't want it to show. If you want, I mean, I just used this middle piece because I didn't want to waste anything. But if you find this is a little too narrow, this one's a little bit wider. Because I cut this, I made this at 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. This one I made at 1 3/4. So the middle section is smaller than this middle section. So if you wanted this to be a little bit wider like this, then you know, you don't have to use this, or you could cut it at the 1.5 instead of 1 3/4. I just thought this was kind of short, so I made it at the 1 3/4 instead. And I'm okay with this being that narrow. I actually like this better. But now the question is, do we want to put a little ladybug on here? We think, oh yeah, okay. Let me see now. Need a little glue dot. And these little ladybugs just fit really nicely on the glue dot. So you just put that on the glue dot and peel it off. And we'll put that one over the side. Now, which way do we want to have them go there? There. There we go. Okay, what do you think? Now, I'm just curious. Which one do you like better? I think I like this one. This is very monochromatic, but it doesn't do anything for me. It's okay, but just doesn't do that. I like the yellow and the blue better. I didn't want to tie the ribbon around the other one because I don't know. I just wanted to try something a little bit different. So that's what I did. And I'll bring in, let me get rid of all of these. You like the dandelion better, eh, Maureen? Yeah, me too. This is okay, but eh. Okay, so I'm just going to bring all these in. I'll move this up a bit so you can see them all, maybe. Move them up a little bit. And all right. And that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and joining me for my Facebook Live. And I will, oh, Maureen, green what? Green what? You like this one the best? Maureen, green what? Yeah, Laura, you're too late. Okay, all right, so that's it for today then. Again, I'm glad that you could join me. Thank you so much. And hopefully I will see you again next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So you guys enjoy the rest of the day. And like I said, it is beautiful here in Markham in the GTA. So enjoy the rest of the day. And again, we'll see you next week. All right, thanks a lot. Bye now.